Hey, folks. Well, let's see. This one's going to air September the 19th. Man, years just flying by. I hope you're doing well. As I think I said last devotion, I'm a little under the weather here with the change of season cold. It happens. Life is full of ups and downs. Actually, when you hang out with grandkids that are in school, or nothing more than petri dishes for every virus and bacteria that's out there, it's impossible to avoid these things. So I've come to live with it. I understand it. I don't mind it. It's just one of those little details of life. I want you to think about just what it means for us to have a Savior in heaven. He's ever living to make intercession for us, number one. But number two, He's our ultimate goal. It's where we're going, folks. It's where we're going to be forever. It's going to be with Jesus forever. And in the Old Testament, for them, it was to worship God in Jerusalem. All the tribes would come for their feasts 3 times a year. It was expected of them to be there. And as they came, they would come from various regions. But one of the Psalms, in Psalm 84, it speaks about those that are, as they're making their pilgrim way up to Jerusalem, it says, how blessed are those whose strength is in you. So the strength of Him is in you. The Lord is our strength, our ability to overcome, our victory in 1 Corinthians 15:57. It's in Him. Our hope for a resurrection, it's in Him. Our faith from day to day, it's in Him. Everything about our life is in Him. It goes on to say they've set their hearts on the pilgrimage. Literally tells you that they're in their heart are the highways. And it does say to Zion. It's not in the original, but I think what they've done, it speaks of the fact that they fixed their eyes in a particular direction. They're going to worship their God. They ascend up to Jerusalem. They're going to worship their God. But as they go, it says they must pass through the valley of Baca, which represents, in many commentaries, the Hebrew word speaks of weeping. Most commentaries believe that this was a valley, a very arid portion of territory that they would have to go through to get up to Jerusalem. And I think that's quite compelling, because we're heading on up. We're going to be there. But in order to get there, we're going to go through some very rough times. There's going to be times in our life. If you're looking for everything to be just peaches and roses in your life, and I don't know where that phrase came from, but whatever, then you're really, I don't know, as a Christian, I think you're just kind of deluded. You're just missing the point. We're going to go through our times. Jesus said in the world you're going to have tribulation in John 16:33. But be of good cheer. I've overcome the world. He has power and victory over these things. His very life that was tempted in all these points lives in us. He was the one that truly identified with every aspect of our humanity so that He could come to our aid in our time of need there in Hebrews 2 and verse 17 and on. That's our God. So we pass through the valley of weeping. I hope everything in your life works out. I hope every loved one lives a life that complements the love that you have for Christ. But if it doesn't happen, you're passing through the valley of Baca. It's a valley of weeping. It's an arid valley. But you're going somewhere. Keep your eyes fixed. We're going up there. Our way, in our heart, is the highway to heaven. We see Him. We see Jesus. We're not like an unbeliever who has no hope. We see Jesus, he was made a little lower for a short period of time than the angels, but now he's exalted, it says in Hebrews 2 and verse 6 and on. We see him. And that valley is just a temporal valley on the way to something much greater. And in our life, everything we go through is just a temporal struggle on the way to something much greater. How tragic it is for believers,
for all of us,
when we forget
them,
and these tragedies become greater than the one who redeemed us. I hope for all of us today that we keep our eyes fixed on the one who's seated on the throne, who has power and victory, who took the sting and the pain and suffering out of death and gave us a victory. Till next time, friends, God bless you.